Again, I'm Yacindy Martin Kapir. I'm an advocate for women and children. I am an educator, a Civil War survivor. I speak for those who otherwise may not be in a position at this point to speak or want to be heard or may not be heard. But I'm standing in a gap as a woman, as a mother, as an educator, and as an advocate for women and children. Um, what is the standard of morality? And I'm going to speak today. I saw a post today. I saw many posts since the pulling out of the Epstein file, and I watched Liberians, especially with the men I can deal with. The hypocrisy is real because we come from a country where some people still believe that women are other people's property. I can, it's not an excuse for them. Okay. I can see the ignorant where that coming from. But with the women, you have to hit yourself to hear that a child or children was taken advantage of, and you're calling yourself a Christian. That is a problem. And I don't want to deal with that. Now, I'm gonna go up to the Republic of Liberia and speak to our people. I want to play a video here. I started talking about leadership, the essence of leadership, the role that leader play in any society and in every society. Why everybody cannot lead. Why certain people must be leaders. There goes Steve. All right. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Um, Steve may add other rendition from his own end, but I believe the essence of leadership is number one, to set the tone. Number two, to solve problem. That is the essence of leadership. And not just problem, to project the future. You need vision, you need hard work. So, Steve, I sent you an inbox today where somebody sent me or posted something about Alexander Cummings, about ANC, and all of that. But I want to bring this to a full. Folks, before you knew me, maybe that's where you know me to be to support Mr. Cummings. Um, but I'm an independent mind. I have been before Mr. Cummings decided he will run for the presidency in Liberia. I was president of the Liberian community. I was vice president. I was honored in the United States as a community organizer, as an advocate. Okay. I didn't get to the United Nations because I work for Liberian government or because I support a political party. It's based on my consistency and the things that I believe in to advocate for humanity. Okay. So, and I will continue to speak. We cannot move the goalposts when it's certain people. You can't say I was not the one who said Pape Boaka was old, he is bad to go whatever. They said it. The UP people said it. It was their selling point. So people can feel sorry. If that's what you how you people want to live, that's your life. If that's the kind of life you want to plan for your children, you know the truth. Like you say, oh, uh, Mr. Cumming is gold, and there's no one with his experience in Liberia. But because of Yacendi or because of Steve Boley, we're not going to elect him. That's on you. I know for a fact that Maluba's son is running. I know for a fact that Barbala's son is running from government to government. I know for a fact that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf children are multi-millionaires. Okay. That is your choice in your decision that you have to make. So I will stop here. And Steve, thank you. We're out here again tonight. I saw some stuff earlier, at work, and I listened to Pape Boaka. I want to, and folks, listen, my job is to enlighten. You can take it any way you want to take it. You can take it, it can sound pessimistic to you. That's your problem. If being critical and pointing out and making recommendation is a problem for you, we're not ready for change as Liberians. Okay, you cannot move the goalpost when it comes to somebody. So, Steve, once you talk, it's Thursday
Well,
night. Let's have a conversation.
well, my Oma, thank you for the invite. Folks, help us to share the show,
Yes.
please, if you can, wherever you are, where you are following us from. Thank you for following us. Those of you who have not shared, please share. Please and
Thank
please.
you. Thank you.
Um, I think we're in some critical times, and so sharing the show would be very, 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 very important. So again, let's share the show, please. I am kindly asking you guys to please share the show.
Thank you, Steve.
Um, that being said, as always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth,
Amen.
and the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. It's important that we have these conversations. Very, 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 very important. But notwithstanding, you know, sometimes when people say things like, oh, let's not shift the goalpost or change the goalpost because of certain people, or have a certain standard for certain people, and a certain people don't have a standard for them. I think for based on that statement you made, everybody who will have a lower standard for President Joseph Yuma Boakai, whether you are UPIS or you are whoever you are, must then go back to apologize to President George Weah, because we held President George Weah to a higher standard. We held President George Weah to the standard of a president. And so the only people I see behaving hypocritical are those who support Joseph Yuma Boakai. For example, today when I posted that Joseph Yuma Boakai's statement was reckless, let me say was, I want to use the word is because it still is till today, and that his statement was not only reckless, but his statement was irresponsible. I got some of my friends who support Joseph Boakai and the UP government all on my posts about how I should be educated and the thing that's harsh and all of this and all of that. Well, let me announce to you on the show that, as you guys already know, Joseph Boakai comes with a lot of experience, according to you, 42 years or more. According to you, Joseph Boakai understood the problem of the country.
Right.
According to Joseph Boakai himself, one of his accomplishments when he was vice president, he's according to him, which I know was a lie, he settled disputes. If you guys can remember in one of the interviews, he said it.
Yeah, he did. You said it many times.
That he settled disputes.
Yep.
With all those qualities, with all those experiences and skills, you don't expect Joseph Boakai to come and speak in public as a sitting president without the facts to his disposal. But not only that, let's give him the benefit of the doubt that what he said was the truth. Why be insensitive? These are sensitive issues. And so, that being said, if we start to take the presidency serious, then we'll hire serious-minded people for the job.
Right.
We'll
Exactly.
get people who are serious, people who ought to live to that standard.
Right.
If you take a male football player in the name of he's popular, so you make him president, what do you expect? You take a man who been on loan, who been lying all his life in crooked deeds, with no morals. Joseph Boakai got no morals. Say what you want to say, I don't care. I know hire a traditional man because if I wanted to support somebody with tradition, Joseph Baga, that president of the country, he's not a traditional man. When Joseph Baga was running last time I checked, he never ran
If
for
you're a traditional person, would be as though he would not be president.
exactly. The last time I checked, the Liberian presidency was not
The
meant
traditional
for
person.
traditional people or cultural people. No, the Liberian presidency is not a cultural club or traditional club. He was hired to be a president. And so if you were hired to be a president, he will be held at the presidential level. And so let's get serious, folks. Let's get serious. And don't be afraid. Don't ever get carried away by UP people and other people who sit around, and you can't say this because they don't want you to hold Joseph Boakai accountable. Yes, you can say
Right.
it. And stop. Look, let me say this to people. Stop beating around the bush. Stop intellectualizing serious things that's affecting the nation and stuff like that. Stop it. Joseph Boakai lies, he lied. Say he lied. Stop saying different things. Like today, he behaved very reckless. He does not know the facts. Now the same thing he did with a
Capitol Hill.
and when
Now,
people
when Capitol went, and he also did that when Trump took over. Liberians need to come home. We must sit down and pretend that we enjoy. Well, Trump is coming for us.
yeah,
That's what he said.
he comes around as the sitting president and he makes these reckless statements that are ill-informed. He directly interferes with any kind of serious thing that's supposed to be going on, as evidenced by what he says. And it comes back to affect and impact any kind of serious investigation. Like today, if the court's supposed to do anything or any kind of serious thing that's going on for those people, it will not happen again. No, it will not. Because he spoke about it. And the side he picked, guess what?
And that's interference, though.
Yeah, the side he picked, guess what?
Yes.
Guess what? The law and the court in Liberia will take that side as well. Whether it's true or a lie. That's why you see that whole Capitol building nonsense thing that went on. They keep holding and pulling because they got to substantiate his lies. They got to support his lies. And this is a problem. This is a problem. So I mean, we got to get serious. We got to get to that point. So that's the opening statement or opening point I wanted to make.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. And those of you who are logging in, please share. Thank you so much for being here. And then I'm gonna play that video today. Let me and something that I wanted to bring to bear. I think I sent you this. In the wake of everything that is happening, nations that have leaders who are protective of their children, who believe the future belongs to the young and the future starts now, they are creating an avenue or an environment to protect their children. Spain at this point had just spoken and said their children 16 and below will not have access to outside internet in respect to porno and all of that. There will whole platform, big giant platform, to make sure kids are verified. Now, are you 18? Like they will ask you, you just say yes or no. And if that particular law is breached, these people who are bringing in these things will be held accountable. In fact, as we speak in France, they just raided what do you call it, ex office. While we as Liberian, because we, when I hear Liberian leaders, okay, call Liberians lazy. But then these are the very people who, when they were not in government, they could not survive. Some of them have worked government from their fathers to their mother to themselves and their children. They have walked away with hundreds of thousands, some of them $1 million, and come back broke to borrow. And they will go to any length to stay in government, right? But they look at our people and call them lazy, that they have never created avenue for them to change their lifestyle. And I keep telling people, you want your nation to change. First, you must invest in your human capital, okay? You must invest in the people, all right? When you invest in the people will build their country. Development starts from the bottom, leadership starts from the top. You cannot take all the fundings in the country, the assets in the country, you leave the people without, then you call them lazy. They say the more trained your population is, the higher the living standard is, the more quality of goods that they produce, which then is connected to your nation quality of life and GDP. If I come over here and tell you this is what you need to do, then you say, well, because you talk the way you talk, people will not like Mr. Cummings. That is on you. One thing that you must understand, Liberia ran me away. This country took me in and we stick it out. My children were born here. They may go to Liberia. The three of my kids been to Liberia. They may decide they want to go live there. They may decide they don't want to. They have that choice. Most of you don't. That's the difference between you and I. And at my age, okay, like John Mawolo will say, at my age, I'm looking for retirement where I can lay my head at this point. So if you come in my inbox to threaten me because of this, Mr. Cummings will not do that, you are on your own. No disrespect to anyone, all right? Leadership, let me explain again. It's about solving problems. You know, Steve have this funny thing that he can say half of the time. I don't agree with you. He said, if you're a man and you're not able to tell your wife, or your wife not able to respect herself, she gets out there, she wear whatever she wants to wear, she act anyway, you don't need to be married to her because she does not represent you. If you're the head of your house, listen, my husband don't have to tell me he's my husband, he's the head of my household. It is rated and it is registered. It does not have to be pronounced. Okay? I know when I leave from here and go to Liberia, if I go to Europe, I have a family, I represent a unit. And I must act that way. Most of you may not know that all my adult life, I've been in Georgia. Ask about me. All right? I've been in Georgia. I grew up here. I went to college here. I got married here. All my children were born here. That's me right there. So you can't come and to use this. Okay? Leadership is about solving problems. Not solving your own problem, solving the people problem. You cannot tell the people you came to change their lives, but you're paying each other 40 grand a month, 15 grand a month, 3,600 for waiting for gas money, a generator. Then the question I begs and answer is, why would somebody who gets over $2,000 or $3,000 monthly to put gas in their generator, why would they increase the energy size in your country for everybody to have access to energy? It's not going to happen. Because if they do that, they will be taking wealth out of themselves. Why would the leader create a detour or other avenue of road infrastructure when they're coming, the sirens are put on and you must move? If you do not move, the police might beat you or run into you or slap you. I remember Jason being slapped under the Wiyale government. And I was on the phone with him. He went to the court, to the police station. The people followed him there and took his complaint from there. In fact, nobody wanted to talk to him. So, Steve, I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to play what Bwaka said today. And I have a few clips and I'm going to talk about that. But John, hey, how are you, John? I have something need to say about what Bwaka said today. Okay, Brother John, you want to let Steve finish, then we can let you call. You give us about 10 minutes. Let's talk. Then you can call in. Steve, go ahead.
Well, I think the issue with people saying they don't want to support Mr. Cummings because of this other one and our other one because of the other person and our other person or whatever it is, or people that identify with him but yet criticize other governments or other people. Those people are not serious-minded people. They didn't want to support Mr. Cummings in the first place. They did not. They're looking for a reason that don't exist to show that they don't want to support Mr. Cummings. But let me just say this. You know, whether you run away from the truth, it still remains the truth. Mm-hmm. And the truth of the matter here is those who supported Joseph Yoman Boakai, unless you have no remorse unless you are shameless, unless you don't have no human feelings. You know Joseph Boakai ain't what a job. Don't put it that way. Joseph Boakai ain't what a job. The job be for Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai fool all of you. That we do so and we do so. There is no shame in the other one. That are you. Your last name is Boakai. Even if your last name was Boakai, you did not cause the Joseph Boakai fool all of you. Joseph Boakai made fun out of all of you. And you know, hey, so that gets serious. Let's stop this thing of trying to defend Joseph Boakai and make it look like Joseph Boakai was trying to do the right thing, or he's Joseph Boakai ain't what a job. The job be for him. That's just what it is. And it is what it is. Y'all can carry it anywhere you want to carry. And it is what it is. But one thing I can say is whether you choose to support Mr. Cummings or not, the fact still remains. The fact still remains. Mr. Cummings has not been given a chance to prove himself. And that is a fact. So you got nothing on him. Give him a chance. You get Joey a chance. You get Boakai a chance. Give him a chance, let him prove himself. I think what you are afraid of, what most of you are afraid of, you are afraid that if you give him a chance, he will do the right thing. And you are not used to the right thing. So that's your faith. You are not used to people doing the right thing. You are not used to people living up to standard. You are not.
Right.
I mean, I don't understand where's the force. I don't understand what the issue is. But at the end of the day, it's not going to stop someone else from holding people accountable. No, it's not.
Exactly.
No, it's not. If that is going to say, that is going to make you to say, oh, you will not support the other person, you will not support the other person, then keep it moving. Bon voyage.
All right, Steve, let me play this, and we're going to have John call in, and then we're going to get a few calls in. So, guys, I'm going to play this. This is what I said today. I have not listened to it just from people, little clipping. I was at work, and that's what I'm going to play. I want to also listen to it. And I have the other video to play, but I'm not going to play it tonight because we're here for an hour. So let's go ahead and see where the audience is.
Agencies. When you have an agency, make sure, apart from running an office, know your asset, know. So the army people know the demarcation, they know what land belongs to them. If they don't, there's a way to determine that. But make sure that the army is not violating anybody's right.
Are you going to reconsider the appeal? They are appealing to the government now to reconsider them, but because
to reconsider who?
The occupants.
The army is entitled to decent livelihood at their place. God is not making new land. That place is for the army.
Okay.
And the army is going there to take it back.
Okay.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr.
Almost, that's why I said to minister to agencies. When you have an agency, make sure, apart from running an office.
Folks, that first established this. Steve, let me let you come in. Let me let you come in, Steve. God is not making new land. The army know there is the land. The army is a branch of the government. If even the army says this is their land, the land belongs to the state if it's for the army, okay? And it can always be relocated, especially when the city is changing. I don't know if some of you know, there are army bases here that were used in the United States during World War II and World War I, that now it's a company site. It's not an army base anymore, okay? Some of them are built as schools. So we need a leader who when things are happening is able to do certain things in real time. Bring some of the best minds together and say, how do we solve this problem? I'm sure when that land was set aside, the population of Liberia was not even 3 million. And I'm sure at the time they did not anticipate that we will go to war, that half our population was scattered, that children will be born outside of the country, that half of the population will come in and be displaced, that houses will be broken down, that people will show up to where they used to live and nothing will look the same. Besides, I know for a fact that some of the people, not with the army one, but the one that they broke down in Satan, Some of those people have been on our land before there was war in the 80s, and they have legitimate deeds from the original people who have gone to court in 2020 under the We Are Land government. And it was proven that those who sold the land to them were the original owner. These other people just show up, okay? And all of a sudden, Steve, go ahead. I don't want to get carried away. Go ahead. And now,
But,
John, I
but,
think you know the number, so you can call. Let's
but,
Steve so you can call. I will hold you. Yeah,
well,
go ahead.
let's agree for 1 minute without ascertaining the facts and the reality in this case. Let's agree. You know, I'm not going to use big words, but let's just agree for 1 minute that the land is for the army. Let's just agree. Well, I know in the fact, yeah, let's just agree. And a human being we're dealing with. And a Liberian we're dealing with. Is there a way that we can apply some humanity?
Exactly.
Is there a way that we can communicate with each other? Because either way, the land for the army, we're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Is there a way that we can do this thing without being violent? Without, it reminds me of the most recent things that are going on in America. Barack Obama deported a lot of people, but you couldn't even tell that you were deporting.
Mm-hmm. No, you couldn't. He did. He did.
You
He
couldn't
did it
tell.
with dignity. He did it with
Because
professionalism. Yes.
exactly. There are ways to go about some things in life, especially when you're dealing with humans in sensitive situations like these. And this is where some of us got mad at President George Weah, got upset when Gifty Lama and Peters
Hold on, John.
death news came out. Instead of being a leader and being human about it, the first thing he took to the pulpit, he started making,
And
these
since you were in the car having sex, that was she died.
and started making these baseless claims and statements. That should not be coming from leaders. They should be the last group of people that will even attempt to even say something about serious minor things that are going on, whether it's an investigation or people are looking into something to get the facts before they can talk. Lastly, what was Joseph Boakai reliance? What was the fact that place for the army for sure?
Exactly.
The way he spoke.
Because somebody told him that.
Right. So you see, folks, when we say some of these things, presidents need to be careful what they say, because what they say most of the time carries a lot of weight. You can't be the leader of the country. You be rushing to conclusion, and some of these people voted. Don't forget about the politics, but some of these people took the high-end money to support you.
In fact, majority of the people that I talked to voted for him, supported him.
The last part I want to talk about, the last part I want to bring up here is, I thought this was a rescue government. You are not providing job for the people, nothing of the kind. But here you are, people who are looking for means and ways to live. You guys are coming up on them and making them homeless. So where's the rescue here now? What do we do now? How do you go about this? So I mean, this is a complex problem. This is a serious problem. And so I know we have some callers. We'll take some calls.
Yeah, let's take some calls. Guys, my number is on here. John, hopefully this one is loud, but the other number I know is loud. Caller, what's your name? Where you're calling from? And what's your thought?
This is John. How you doing today?
I'm good. Hopefully you're loud enough. You can hear him?
Yeah.
You can hear?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
All right. Hi, Steve. You don't sound too good. It seems like you're under the weather. Listen. What is the title of Joseph Boakai in the presidential status? Is he not the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia?
He is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia, indeed.
Who the army people he's talking about?
Yeah.
I tell you what, their commander. Oh, he forgot that. Besides, you see, and I want all your listeners to be careful with this. Those people that have been dislocated from their homes or wherever they were, it's an obligation for the Liberian government to find a suitable place to put these people. Because you know what? These people, they just come, the country was running fine, and they came and squatted on the army land or squatted on other
Exactly, John. Thank you, John. Mhm.
These people, because of the incapacity of the National Army to protect their people, have to run away from their homes
Yep.
and be displaced. If they came to Monrovia, because that was the safest place for them at the time, and they squatted, the first thing is the government should have been sensitive enough to take responsibility
Yep.
that we didn't protect our citizens.
Yep.
And they had to run. And now they're living like street folks in the open. They didn't do that. Okay, these poor people try to build their life, whichever way they want to. They found somewhere to live. And if you decided, you, Mr. Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia, decided that you must dislodge them from where they were, if you thought about it, you had time to arrange it. You say you've got Minister of Interior, Assistant Deputy Minister for Urban Affairs. What happened to them? Why is there still, you know? And so, if these people were squatting on government land, or whoever they intend to dislocate, because I hear they say they're going to slip away from there, and they might go to West Point and Newtown. But if these people were squatting on government land, then you should provide living for them on livable space.
Right.
If you wanted to go back to the place they came from, go and build a place for them, because most of their villages are turned to bushes because they have to run. And it was your responsibility. We pay you taxes to protect us. And you didn't do it as a government. So it was your duty that you manhandle, that caused these people to be squatted. So it is the government's responsibility. Now, if we had a good country, if we had a real country about it, these people should sue the government.
Yes.
They
Yes.
should sue the government.
Yes.
Because they didn't just come to squat, they have to run away from war. And since then, they haven't given them any form of trauma treatment.
Nope.
They haven't helped them in any way.
No justice, no rehab. Go ahead, John, because I'm about to take everything from you now. Yes.
After all of this, they want to make them, they want to dislodge them again, or they have dislodged them. And then the president, without any emotional connection and emotional responsibility to the people of the country, he tells them that God not making no land.
No land.
To interpret anything for God. The people in Singapore, God didn't make land, but they made a water land.
Yeah.
And they put their people on it.
Yeah.
The people in Thailand, God didn't make animal land, they made land. That was God gave you breathe.
Yeah.
If
Hey.
you have the capacity to handle this job, for all of you who lie, because the tips are there when I personally told the Liberian people, this old man is totally incompetent and he is incapable of running this country. They had their liars like the Stanton and all of them talking about this man with integrity. I said, prove it to me. Where? Nobody has. But the Liberian people who get their brains from the radio decided that they will follow him because he's been looking for the job for long. Are we all watching what that kind of voting brings us? You got capable people with paper trail. You don't want to read, but you want to listen to somebody who never worked in government, got no idea of government, never had anything to do with government, but can talk plenty and sit down on the radio and tell you how to vote and you follow them. This is what you get. and now he pretends like he's okay about Liberian people. He's talking for them. He's not talking for you. They're telling you just now that you're going to protest against the government. You will see, you will fit.
Yep. Yep.
So I am saying the Liberian people should try the court system. You will not win, but the international community will be watching. Just sue the government. Sue the government, let them pay you for the damages they have done. And one last thing, Cindy, I was thinking about this thing today, and this guy is so obsessed with this George Weah business, and the idea that George Weah will come back. He wants to destroy the CBC in a way. You know what I think they're trying to do? This is just a pretend. You see that, how they call it, a PHP park? They're going to destroy it and say that I'm in there. You see a visible park? They're going to destroy it and say that they're making renovation on Spring TF. Watch my word. Watch my word. Just like they're behind Marie Weah. This man Jomo and spent $10 million in 4 years that nobody asked him to spend, and according to him, he didn't know. But when he is still at the nation address,
he came back and acknowledged it. Yep.
Yes, and then he come back to tell them who asked you to beg him for money? But you questioning somebody who doing something that helping the Liberian children? Look, Liberian people, God not going to come down and talk to anybody. You people need to fight. If you people want to practice this so-called democracy, you got to know your right. You see what those people did in Minnesota and New York? How they stood up in this killing cold.
Yep.
They were on the
negative 20 degrees, 30 degrees.
You will not stand up for yourself. If you stand up, you can tell the president to step down. He will have to step down. If you stand up, you can tell the legislators to step down. They will have to have a new election. But until you do that, you will be slaves to these people. And by the time they finish with you, your children will be another failure.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you. So I'm gonna stay here with Steve. John, thank you so much for those words. Okay, thank you. He talked about the PHP park. He talked about the other park that right there next to the airport. John also referenced how after the war in Singapore became after the occupation of Japan, the first thing that the leader did was to build a place so the people can have a place to live. That's the first thing they did. And the young man in Burkina Faso is actually using that roadmap. Okay? Paul Kagame did the same. Lord, that's a discover of Brazil did the same. But we don't want to work. How do you pay somebody $40,000 a month in Liberia and go back a World Bank? How do you pay your lawmaker more than Ghana that got over $76 billion in GDP? And you even got $2 billion. How do you do that? Then when you all talk, then people threaten you and say, oh, you support Mr. Cummings and you're being critical of the government, so I'm not going to support. Listen, y'all support Cummings, so you don't support Cummings. I will appreciate that y'all do because I want to see a new Liberia before I die. But if you decide that's not what you want for you and your children, you know what? Ellen Johnson said your grandchildren will come back and will rule your children. And your children will be what? Yeah, boy, horse girl. In fact, now, most of your boys are now turning to bazi, dancing boys. Okay? Y'all look the other way. The last time, 7 men with one little boy. I don't see outrage, but you're looking for somebody to qualify for certain things so you can hit them. You are not putting me in a ring. And Mo, go ahead. I'm gonna listen to you.
Well, even as that, like Mr. Marlo said, come to the record, President Jose Yuman Baka was part of the. In fact, they gave him rank in a dual government. So he was part of the people that made our people to even flee the country to become squatterers or whatever it is. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. Or for those of you who don't know, Joseph Boakai, small soil. For those of you who don't know, Joseph Boakai, rebel baby, a small soil. Joseph Boakai was in the dual government. Joseph Boakai worked there. Not only that, he had a title. It is true, he did. Joseph Boakai didn't start today. He's not new around the block. So for him to come and say the statement that he made, it was very unfortunate. It was tempting. I'll put it that way, because he should not be speaking that way. But on the other side, people who are trying to set standards for people or whatever it is, whatever. Listen to me. Me, I always say, I never came to do Liberian politics because I wanted to do a trade-off, which means I'm not kind of Liberian politics. When a person do wrong, then I show my more. So maybe you can come and support somebody else later on. I'm not into that trade-off thing. Let me say this to Unity Party people. You who won't be in trade-off, you'll continue being your trade-off. You who won't play safe and walk on eggshells, please go on with it. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your choice. Me, I'm not on no trade-off. I'm not on any trade-off. These people know what they're doing is wrong. That's why they're trying to get you in a little box to condition you. They want to be able to condition you so today or tomorrow they can put you in a little box and make excuses and normalize certain things. No, we're not going to normalize it. When George Weah spoke this way, we all cracked down on him and we all said it to the Liberian people. What he said was wrong. And yes, what he said was wrong. That is the fact. The same thing applies today to this government. What the president said was reckless, it was immature, it was wrong. And my Omar, you say listen, and you had Ellen grandson here in America making jokes out of the Liberian people. I saw some kind of video clip of him making jokes out. We can call himself a comedian. He making jokes out. He couldn't make any joke of anything but the Liberian people that his grandmother had the privilege to serve as vice president, which he benefited from directly and indirectly. Well, that's what we got. And that's what we'll continue to get if we continue to put ourselves like that. It's time for us to really, really put our thoughts together. It's time for us to get serious. It's really time for us to hold these guys accountable, these people accountable. It's time for us to take some serious actions and some serious steps. It is time. It is time. And there will be nothing wrong when you hold these guys accountable. In fact, when you hold these guys accountable, they will do what is right. Try accountability. I'm not saying leave your party. I'm not saying go join another political party. I'm not saying you can't support Joseph Boakai, but I'm saying try holding Joseph Boakai accountable. Because when you hold Joseph Boakai accountable to do what is right, it will even make you a proud person to say, listen, I voted this guy, I voted this person. Guess what? This is where I am now. I can be proud enough to hold him accountable. Let's try that. Let's try that other one. Stay with your party, stay with the people you supported. But at least muster the courage to stand up when they are doing wrong. And don't see it as people criticizing them. Don't see it as, oh, you're just criticizing. We have to call it out for what it is. We have to. Especially at this point and at this stage. So, I don't know if we have another caller, but to be quite honest, we need to step up. We need to step up. We have not been doing well, folks. We have not been doing well. And those of you who support your political parties and your political leader, kudos to you.
So here it is. Somebody put here, King, all of you who are here, Sis Yata, all of you, Sis Catherine, Sa, King, River says Pro. Let me just say hello and welcome. Please share the video. Sis Letty, Sis Orita, Sis Doris, John, Charles, Lincoln, all the way out of Ganja, long time. Please go ahead and share this. As you know, your friend may not be my friend. This is a new platform from the old platform. Remember, our old platform will hike, so we're still building this up. We're not getting to the point that we need to be to. So we appreciate it if you follow the page, you will like, and you will invite your friend to be a part of this platform. Now, here's what I'm going to explain to you tonight. As a parent, okay, if I feel buying a furniture to put in my house is more important than feeding my children, then I feel as a parent. If I feel that buying a name brand for my children to wear than investing in the future, then I have to feel as a parent. Here's where I'm coming from. If domination is going to cause development, what is that development? The nation can never develop before its people. Okay, how many Liberians that live in Liberia can afford a room at the Boulevard Hotel? The only time they can be in there, your daughters and son can be there because somebody going to use them, somebody going to pee on them. You'll get where I'm saying. I'm not even going to go deep into that. All right. You see your little daughters, your 12 and 13-year-old, your 9 years old in hotels, they're being used as toilet paper. That's what it is. Okay, your sons are selling their soul and being emasculated at a very young age. So if you think selling your land for somebody, foreigners to come and build skyscrapers, all right, let me tell you something. Those of us who live in America and say Black people are lazy, Black people have fought for over 600 years in this country. It took them 400 years. Then they fought for 2 years of war to prove themselves. Even at that, they're still fighting. And we here, we're watching it unfold. Now we're all learning together how this country is made. But no country developed before its people. If you invest in your people, the people will build the country. If almost 60%, in fact, 90% of your people cannot afford to build homes, but the very few people that are in charge can build hotels, they can build schools, they can build university, they can be rental property. You have somebody who could not afford 1 bedroom, $20 a month, can walk to the bin upon ascending to a position in government and take out $200,000, $300,000. Some of them will take loan. Gaffron yesterday, he was in government forever. When he left, he went back and borrowed $80,000, could not pay. Time to get him back onto government payroll. Guess what? All of that came out. He did not pay still. So you can, especially when you go to war, even in this United States, when we went to war and came back, that's why they brought in the reconstruction. Okay, the government had to invest in the people. It had to reinvest in electricity. He had to invest in road. But first, it had to invest in the people. So building, what good is the building when you people can afford it? Go to Rwanda. So Steve, we can go ahead and we like to keep it short and nice so we can get there. We will be back here on Thursday, Steve. We're gonna see what the days bring. I'm trying to see if we can get on some kind of air in Liberia, but that's the way I see it. Steve, go ahead.
Well, my Omar, just before we leave, let me clarify something. You know, I see one guy right here. I'm not sure if it's a woman or a man, but on his name, I will have to assume that he's a man. I'll give him some attention really quick before I close up on what I want to say. Mr. Man, I thought you said JMB would die before January 2024. Why is he still alive? First of all, folks, let me just bring to your attention that I'm from Lopa County. Anybody you see with two first names, Sa, and another first name, that person is not only corrupt, but is not okay in the head. So don't blame Sir Thomas. That's why you see Sir Joseph, all this Sir Johnny, all those Sir you see, they get first name. Now I'm not saying if they have a last name, that's a different. If they have two first names, I want you to mark it today that they're not okay in the head and they are corrupt. So the other one is one of them, because there is no record where I have said before, Joseph Boakai will not leave till 2024. My friend, I don't shy away from my words. The thing I say it. The records are there. In fact, I think I'm one of the brave Liberians to stand up in public, whether your age or whatever it is, I say it as it is. I don't go behind the horse to talk. I don't do gossip. Yeah, I'm not into gossip business. Keep it 100%. And so I don't know where you get that information from, but that's the kind of thing that you guys do. That's where you guys are, and that's who you guys are. I'm not part of that. So that being said, go carry your confused self somewhere else. Find something else to do with your life, and stop the foolishness, and stop lying on people in public. But let me come to something that's very important that you said, Mahoma. You know, a few days I saw some young men that have the potential to be not only husbands, they have the potential to be fathers, they have the potential to be boyfriends to a girl or a significant other. You know, I saw these young men. Those are the ones that we've seen so far on TV or on camera or on social media. These young men are dressed and speaking like women. What that brings to my mind is, when you read almost all of the reports for Liberia, one of the major pointers, one of the things that's pointed out most of the time is the human capacity building deficit. Let me say this to Liberians. We must not turn blind eyes to that. Our children, our brothers, our sisters, they've been turned into something else.
Mm-hmm.
And this is serious. This is very serious. This is damaging. And the thing I found is that under UP government, we just see all this loose homosexual business. The other day, I saw two girls from Liberia on Facebook literally kissing in public. And you say you have a man who is traditional. Look, we have some serious problems. But like you said, we'll leave here for today, folks. Let's have a good night. Let's have a good day. And to those of you who continue to follow, some of us will pick our side and we'll be announcing our side soon so that we can make the case for our side. This election, I'm not saying on the fence. When I was telling my Oma the other night behind closed doors, she was laughing. I'm not sitting down on the fence. I'm not doing that thing what, let your leader. No, I will take a side. I will support my side. I will make the case for my side. I will talk for my side, and I will be realistic about it. That's all I wanted to say. Please don't be surprised. I will take a side. Yes, I will. And I will announce my side pretty soon. And that's where I can be on. Me, I ready to take the debate anyway, because soon as I take my side, I won't go on all the platforms for the talk about my side. And I'm here to defend. I'm here to take a side and tell the Liberian people and tell the world why I believe this side should be provided the opportunity. This side should be doing this. This side should be doing that. And let's put the records on the table of everybody who have been president. But I will take a side. Thank you, Mahoma.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for joining me. And those of you who joined tonight, thank you. We're growing the platform. The three of us tonight. Maybe next week there will be more of us. Tomorrow morning, follow me on my own page. Yeah, Cindy, this is just my page where I talk in the morning about 10 minutes. Usually I go over 10 minutes. It's supposed to be 10 minutes. Tomorrow I have to get to work early, so I may talk about 5 minutes because I have to be to work. I have the class meeting tomorrow. So now let's say this. Leadership is about solving problem. Okay, leadership, when we say service meaning solving problem for the people. Okay, serving the people, that's what leadership is. So if you have a leader who is solving their own problem instead of your problem, then there's no need for them to be there. That's the way I see it. Okay, the last I checked, I want you people to remember this and stop lying on people. Those who started and say Boakai was old, he is not going to just give him chance for UP people. They amplify that. So let's go back to that. So that said, I'm going to say good night. Those who believe their people at this time, all right, they're watching out. What people are running for a handout. You got people like Burkina Faso investing into AI. You got other countries investing into AI, investing into the people. You will find out Kenya got to where Kenya got to because the moment Jomo Kenyatta took over after the independence, the first thing that he did was massive development of the educational system, okay? Building schools, making sure that primary education was free. And that's what we all need to do. So you can build all the skyscrapers. We're building it for the thing. You're not even building it for your people. You are not relocating your people. You are not elevating and changing their lives. You are building it for foreigners. You are selling the land or you are fronting for them. While Liberians, and you think they respect you, it's not going to happen. Hey, Masa, folks, all of you that are here, let me tell you something. This is my birthday month. I know Valentine's Day is on the 14th. Y'all will be going out with your husbands and your wives and your girlfriend, your boyfriend, and your better half. But I will be doing a fundraiser before the 14th. I think we're gonna do it like on the 13th. To support my platform to be able to sustain at least some of the year. I pay every month, all throughout the year. I pay for this StreamYard. It's like $88. And I pay for the internet. I would need your support. And I also need support to be able to get back on the air in Liberia. Okay. So I will be sending each person inbox. It does not matter where you can contribute. I would need contribution from you. No, I'm not taking a vacation of other people. I can take a vacation on my own, but support the platform. Let's see how we can continue to speak up and talk. Yes, I have always taken a side. I don't play the line. I like to be, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've chosen a side. I started this journey with Mr. Cummings, and I have no intention of going anywhere. So those of you who ask me, oh, yeah, you're going to do this. And then I keep saying, Musa is my brother. He is a Liberian. He chose to run, and that is his right. I support him that he's a Liberian. But at this point, I'm not on his team. I'm on Alexander Cummings' team. I am a supporter of Alexander Cummings. I think when given an opportunity, he will change Liberia, and Liberia will become what she will live up to her need, what she was intended for, as an oasis for Black people. Okay, as a nation are taking those who were beaten down, and those that were met there, we will come together and build a nation that will go beyond us, and it will be an example. And for me, that's what I see. Mr. Cummings have outside experience. He have managed and has proven record. I'm not saying Musa have not, but again, that is who I have chosen to. And I keep telling people, I started this journey. I have no intentions of leaving it. And we're going to do that. So that said, let me say to all of you, good night. Again, my name is Yasini Martin. I am an advocate for women and children. I am an educator. I'm a voice of those who survived the war because I am a war survivor. I'm a humanist. So I'm going to say to all of you tonight, good night, everyone. Please continue to follow. Please share the page. I'll talk to you in the morning. God bless and good night, everyone. Thank you. And as I leave, I'm going to play this video. I want you guys to think about this. For me, any woman who is aware of herself, this would be considered rape. But when you have done everything that this guy have done, you're above everything else. I'm going to play this and I'm going to end with this. We will talk about it tomorrow morning.
They call Ezekiel that always sewing for me. He said, oh, man, I heard that the speaker. I said, how you manage to know? He said, I know. So I want you to do me a favor. I said, what favor? He said, can you?
I'm going to stop here. I'll play this tomorrow morning. Okay. And I want to keep my quality going. I will talk to all of you tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Again, this has been another episode of Second Thought Africa. Follow us also on YouTube. The YouTube channel is down here. So here we go. Where is my media stuff? I need to get this and start doing this.